Did you know that a child with eczema is up to 3 times more likely to develop asthma? 3 times. And most parents whose kids have eczema have no idea that their child's skin condition and their child's breathing are connected. I didn't fully understand this until I went deep into the research. And today I'm going to break it down for you in a way that actually makes sense. Because if your child has eczema or food allergies, what I'm about to share might be one of the most important things you hear this year. I'm Dr. Renee, your favorite allergy and asthma expert, and this is what your doctor should have told you. So, there is a pattern in medicine called the atopic march. So, atopic just means a genetic tendency toward allergic conditions, and march describes how these conditions tend to progress in sequence, one after another, often starting in infancy. So, here's how it typically goes. A baby develops eczema, which is called atopic dermatitis, an inflammatory skin condition. And then often between ages 1 and 3, that same child develops food allergies. Then, as they get a little older, sometimes by school age, they start developing allergic rhinitis. That's hay fever, seasonal allergies. And then, for many of those children, asthma follows. This is the atopic march, and it's not random. It's a connected progression driven by the same underlying immune system dysfunction. Now, why would the skin and the lungs be connected? Here's the science made simple. When a child has eczema, their skin barrier is compromised. It doesn't hold in moisture well. It doesn't keep irritants and allergens out. So the allergens, things like pet dander, pollen, dust, sneak through that damaged skin and enter the body. The immune system sees them and says, this is a threat. It gets sensitized. It starts producing antibodies specifically against those allergens. And then when that child later encounters those same allergens in the air, breathing them in, the immune system is already primed and ready to react. That reaction in the airway is what we call asthma. So in a very real way, the skin is teaching the immune system to overreact. And eventually, the lungs pay the price. So what does this actually mean for you as a parent? It means that eczema is not just a skin problem. It is an early warning sign. It is your body's way of saying, this immune system is in allergic mode, and we need to pay attention. If your child has eczema, especially if it started in infancy, I want you to be having conversations with your doctor about allergy testing. Not in a panic, but proactively. The research shows that treating eczema aggressively early, keeping that skin barrier healthy and protected, may actually slow down or interrupt the atopic march. Some studies suggest that consistent use of emollients like lotion and barrier creams and in infancy can reduce the risk of later allergy development. So this is why I always say, don't minimize eczema. Don't just put a little hydrocortisone on it and move on. It deserves a real treatment plan. And let's talk about food allergies for a second, because this is where it gets really important for families. So infants with moderate to severe eczema have a significantly higher risk of developing peanut allergy, egg allergy, and other food allergies. The LEAP study, which is one of the most important allergy studies ever done, showed that early introduction of peanuts in high-risk infants actually reduces the risk of peanut allergy. But high risk specifically included infants with severe eczema. This is why the current guidelines from the American Academy of Pediatrics recommend that if your baby has severe eczema, you should talk to your doctor about allergy testing before introducing peanuts, and potentially introduce peanuts early and often under medical guidance to actually build the tolerance. This is a complete reversal from what parents were told 10 to 20, maybe even 50 years ago. So if you were told to wait, please talk to an allergist. The guidelines have changed. Okay, so here's your action plan. 1, if your child has eczema, don't treat it in isolation. Make sure their pediatrician is aware of the atopic march and is monitoring for signs of asthma and allergies. 2, ask for a referral to a board-certified allergist. Allergists are specialists. They will do the proper testing and give you a real roadmap. And 3, keep a symptom diary. Notice when the symptoms flare. Notice what the environment looks like. What season is it? What did they eat? What's in the air? Patterns are everything. 4, protect that skin barrier. A good emollient moisturizer applied consistently, especially right after bathing while the skin is still slightly damp, is one of the most evidence-based things you can do for eczema. And 5, watch for early asthma signs. Persistent cough, especially at night and with exercise. Wheezing, shortness of breath. If you're seeing any of those on top of eczema, please do not wait. The atopic march is real. It is predictable and it is manageable when you know what to look for. The fact that you're here watching this means you are already ahead of the game. Share this video with any parent whose child has eczema because most of them don't know what I just told you. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments. I will answer every one. I'm Dr. Renee, your doctor and your girlfriend, who will always give you the real information. Subscribe so you never miss me. I'll see you next time.